These are some stretches you guys can do for your back and hip pain, Dad and Dawn. You can do this laying in a bed or on the couch, but the best place would be if you can get down on a floor so you're on a more hard surface. But you can do it either way. And the only thing, stop. The only thing you're gonna need is some type of band or a belt or a rope when we get to the leg stretches to be able to hold up your leg. So Finley's gonna help us. So you're gonna lie down on your back, and you can do these first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed, and sometimes it's nice to do when you're laying on an ice pack or a heating pad. Go lay down, Finley. Okay. They're not gonna be able to see me if you're in the way. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is, while obviously laying on your back, you're gonna hug up one knee in towards you and just kind of stretch out your glute area and your hip. And just take a couple big deep breaths. And then you're gonna put that leg down and lift the other one. And just draw it in towards you gently. And take a couple big deep breaths. And then you're gonna hug both knees in towards you. And really try to gently pull on the knees so that your bottom kind of curls off the floor or off the bed a little bit, and just breathe as deep as you can. And then you're going to keep hugging your knees, but you're going to curl your head up to stretch your back even more. So you're just going to round up and push your knees into your hands to help you curl. And then you're going to lengthen down. Then you're going to put your left foot or one foot on the mat, and you're going to hold the back of your thigh. And you're going to straighten and bend that leg up to the ceiling and back about 5 to 10 times, nice and slow and stretchy. Inhaling when you straighten the leg and exhaling when you bend it. And then you're going to keep your legs straight up, and you're going to point and flex your ankle. Again, nice and slow and stretchy, trying to lubricate the joint. Then you're going to circle your ankle. And if you have a hard time holding your leg up with your hands, you could always do this with a band around your foot and hold the band with your arms. Then you're going to reverse the circles. Make sure you're breathing deep. And then you're going to gently pull on that hamstring, on that leg, just a little bit higher to stretch the back of the leg. Then you're going to bend your knee on a turned out position and rest it on top of rest your ankle on top of your other thigh. So first, before you pick up your leg, I want you just to gently use your hand on your right knee and gently press it back. If that's too much of a stretch or painful, then don't do it. But otherwise, just try to gently press to open up that right hip, if that's the leg you're working on. Then you're going to carefully use your belly muscles to help you pick up your left leg, keeping the right foot on top of the left thigh. So you're stretching your right outer hip and piriformis muscle. And you're just going to hold on to the left leg and gently pull. If it's too hard to have the left leg up off the floor, you can just keep your right leg pulling in towards you and put the left one, down on the floor. Whatever's feels like a better stretch. If this bothers your right knee, flex the foot really strong so that you don't torque your knee at all, and that will help prevent that. But the goal, if you can see me, is to be turned out, have the leg turned out, not parallel, but turned out, and I'm gently pulling it towards my belly. So my right foot is next to my left hip bone. And you try to hold that for a good 30 seconds all the way up to 2 minutes. And when you've had enough of that, you'll straighten your leg up to the sky, gently pull on that hamstring again, and then I want you to lengthen your left leg down on the floor or on the bed, wherever you're laying. And then when you let go of the right leg, let go with your hands, lengthen that leg down next to the other one carefully and see if it feels longer than your left one, maybe flatter to the bed, maybe more open. Maybe your knee is straighter when your legs are straight. And then we're going to do the other side. So you're going to bend your knees. And then you're going to hug your left one in, holding on to the back of the leg. And you're going to straighten and bend the knee, up and down. 5 to 10 times at your own pace, taking some big deep breaths as you're moving. When you finish those, you'll keep your leg as straight as you can. Maybe it'll be really bent, maybe it's really straight. Just do what you can and point and flex your ankle, stretching the back of the leg and lubricating the ankle joint. Again, everything is 5 to 10 repetitions. Then you're going to circle your ankle. And reverse the circles. And then you're going to gently pull the leg towards you. Stretch the hamstring a little deeper. Don't overstretch it. Just go to where it feels like a nice stretch and it's not excruciatingly painful. Then you're going to bend your knee so your foot comes across the opposite thigh. And you can stay like this, or you can gently press your left hand into the left knee to externally rotate your hip a little bit more. And breathe.
Then you're going to gently take your right leg and lift it off the ground to pull that left one towards you more. So you can hold the back of your right thigh for this, or if you want to just hold your left knee and foot, you could keep your right leg up, you can put it down, you can lengthen it all the way down. There's lots of options as long as you have this left leg pulled up towards your belly and it's on a turnout. Flex the foot to protect your knee, your left foot, the leg you're stretching, and you should feel this in your butt area, in your glute, your left outer hip, sometimes inner thigh depending on how tight you are. Feel like you're trying to press your tailbone to the floor while the legs are coming towards your belly. Don't let your butt curl off. Try to keep your tailbone down. That'll get you an even deeper stretch. Then you're going to put your right foot back on the floor if you had it up. You're going to lengthen your left leg up to the sky and see if you can stretch the hamstring a little bit easier, a little bit more. While you're stretching it, try to lengthen your right leg down on the floor, and then when you let go of your left leg, see if it is as long, if not maybe a little longer than the right. Maybe the pelvis feels flatter, maybe your knees feel straighter. Maybe your low back feels flatter to the floor. And then, actually before we do the leg stretches with the TheraBand, bend your knees back up onto the mat. And we're going to do an exercise to help you activate your abs, and it also helps to reset and realign your spine and your hips. So bend your right knee up into a chair position or tabletop position. Your foot doesn't have to be in the air high. You can kind of let the leg be a little bit floppy on this, but you're going to put your right hand on the front of your right thigh as though you were putting it on your lap, but closer to your knee. So I don't know if you guys can see in the camera because I have the window behind me, but it's just like this. And you're going to take a big deep breath, and as you exhale on a 5 count, you're going to press your knee into your hand and your hand into your knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then release. I'm going to come back to a straight position so you can see me. Take a big deep breath, and then as you exhale, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like you're fighting yourself. This helps you engage your core muscles, your abs, and it helps sink the femur bone down into the hip socket a little bit better. Inhale deeply. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do that one more time. Big inhale. And exhale, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you'll set that foot down. I just straightened my opposite leg just to get it out of the way so you could see better. But now you're going to do the other side. So you're going to bend your left leg up, put your hand on the front of the thigh, take a big deep breath, and as you exhale, you can push your hand into your leg and your leg into your hand so the leg doesn't get to go anywhere. It's trying to go towards your belly, but you're not letting it. You're pushing. And then you release. Take another big deep breath and exhale. Push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. We're doing 4 total. Inhale deep. Exhale, push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time. Inhale, and then exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put your feet down on the floor. Have your feet come kind of wide, like as wide as your body or a little wider. Your hands can be out to the side so they're out of your way. And you're going to drop your knees to the right. So both knees are going to reach over to the right. Your left hip and butt cheek will lift off the floor. And you're going to turn your head to the left. So my shoulder blades are down flat on the floor, but my pelvis is twisted to the right. And you're just going to stretch. Feel like your left knee is pointing towards your right ankle. And just breathe deep. And then you're going to carefully unwind, and we're going to go to the other side. So now your knees fall to the left, your right hip lifts off the floor a little bit, but your shoulder blades stay flat, so your chest is pointing to the ceiling. And you're going to look to the right, so you're stretching your spine in multiple directions. And breathe deep. You should also feel a stretch possibly on the front of your right hip as that right knee falls towards the floor. Take one more big deep breath, and then you'll bring your knees up. Now, if you've had enough, you can certainly stop right here. If you want to do some more stretches, if you have more time and you're enjoying maybe laying, like I said, on the heating pad or an ice pack, then grab your TheraBand or, again, a rope, a belt, whatever you have. And you're going to put it around the bottom of your right foot. And you can either keep your left knee bent with foot on the floor, or you can straighten your left leg. And all you're going to do is gently stretch your hamstring by pulling your leg up towards you, preferably flexing the foot as though you're pulling your toes to your nose. That will help lengthen the calf all the way down to the back of your sit bone area. And you're going to hold this for 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, but we're going to just do it for 30 seconds while I'm videoing it because I don't know if I can send the whole video if it's too long to you. The whole time I want you to be thinking about driving your femur bone down into the back of your hip socket. So use the pressure from your strap to help drop the leg into the pelvis a little bit better. Now, your knee may be really bent, and that's fine. You still should feel the hamstring in the back of your thigh, but just straighten it up as much as you can without straining. Then I want you to cross the midline. Again, the leg is as straight as you can keep it. If it's bent, that's fine, but you're going to cross the midline with your leg as though your foot, it was above your right hip, but now your right foot is above your left hip, or maybe belly button, depending on where you can go. If this is too challenging, you might need to lower your leg when you cross it over. Otherwise, keep it high. Now you're trying to stretch your IT band and your outer hip. And you just hold it. You don't ever want to bounce in a stretch. You just keep your leg still and hold it. If you need to release it for a minute because it's too intense, then release it and then go back into it gently. And then the last position is to open your leg to the side. I find it easier to bend my opposite knee and let that leg also fall open, so I'm in a straddle stretch. And sometimes I use my right hand to support my leg so that the leg doesn't feel like it's going to fall to the floor, but just held out in space, open to the side, so you're stretching your inner thigh now. And breathe deep. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. And then you're going to lift your leg up and we'll switch feet. So put your other foot up in the strap. Take the right one down. gently stretch the hamstring. Again, the right leg that's on the floor can be bent or straight. Try to keep your left foot flexed. And sometimes tapping the hamstring muscle with one of your hands in the back, I just make a fist and I just gently tap, helps bring circulation to that area. It helps loosen it a little bit. Just kind of helps it neurologically relax as well. And then you're going to cross the midline and hold it across to stretch the outer hip. And again, I should have said this on the other side, I didn't think of it, but you can also tap your outer thigh, where the muscles that feel like they're stretching, if they're irritated or tender, you can just tap them, and that helps. And again, you can hold this as long as you want, but for sake of the video, I'm going to open it to the side now. And I like to bend my opposite knee and open it as well. So I'm in a straddle stretch. And you just hold the stretch. You could tap your inner thigh here if you want. I don't feel like I need to, so I'm just going to hold the stretch. And you're going to bring your legs up. Now I like to put both feet in the strap and just pull those legs towards me to stretch. You don't have to do that, but that's what feels good to me. And remember, the best way to come up from a lying down position is to roll onto one side and then just kind of use your arms to help press yourself up. And if you feel like you want to stretch your spine here, you could be on hands and knees, like so. And then you're going to do a cat stretch. Let me take this off so you can see what I'm doing. So you're going to inhale, your spine is straight, and as you exhale, I'm just turning my head, by the way, so that you can hear me, but you're going to round your back to the sky. You'd be looking down towards your thighs and push the floor away from you with your hands. And then you're going to inhale and go the other way, letting your belly drop down, your head and tail lift up. Exhale to round the spine, pushing the floor away from you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen out. One more time. Exhale, curl. And inhale, arch slightly. And then you can come to a seated position. If you're on your bed, just sit with your feet towards the floor, like they're hanging down to the floor. If you're on the floor, you can put your legs cross-legged or straight-legged, or again, you can get up and sit in a chair for this. We're just gonna do a side stretch and a twist. So right hand is down, left arm comes up. Take a big inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, side over and stretch. Inhale, lift up, and we'll go to the other side, and over, and up, and again. And you can hold these stretches as long as feels good to you. And last one here. And lifting up. And again, whether you're on the floor or you're in a chair or on the edge of your bed, we're going to twist. So you're going to grow really tall. Feel like someone's pulling you up by the hairs on your head. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Use your hands to help you have some traction as you rotate.
So my left hand goes on my leg, my right leg, and my right hand is reaching on the floor behind me as I twist. And then we'll unwind and go the other way to finish. Grow tall and twist, looking to the back of the room. Taking some big deep breaths while you're there. And then you unwind and you did it. So try to do those stretches every day to help your hips and your low backs. And again, you don't have to do all of them, but like the first half that I did without the band is a really good thing to do before you even get out of bed in the morning. But if you want to do more, you can always do the ones with the band as well, and then some of those seated stretches. But it's good to do those at least once or twice a day, any or all of them. All right, bye guys.